I have not lied to you, my fellow humans. My actions were not the result of a premeditating murderous monster who has no love within his soul, but that of a tiny, meek, withered, and scared young man.
Tumon, Guam, a neon-lit paradise where tourists strolled under starry skies, laughter echoing off the waves. But on February 12, 2013, a car's engine revved unnaturally loud, veering toward the crowded sidewalk with deadly intent. Pedestrians scattered, but not fast enough, bodies crumpling, screams piercing the night. Then the driver emerged, knives flashing in the chaos, 3 lives hanging by a thread, 11 teetering on the edge. 21-year-old Chad Ryan DeSoto claimed a fractured mind pushed him to it, but as blood stained the strip and survivors clung to life, a courtroom storm brewed. Would his desperate pleas for mercy crack the armor of justice or shatter against the weight of unforgivable horror? This is Young and Guilty, where inner demons unleash outer hell. If the dread is already coiling in your gut, subscribe now. Hit the bell. The nightmare intensifies from here. February 12, 2013. Evening bliss in Tumon's Pleasure Island. Japanese families like Rie Sugiyama, 29, with her mother Kazuko Uehara, 81, and young children enjoying the warmth. Hitoshi Yokota, 51, soaking in the vacation glow. But DeSoto, a 21-year-old local tormented by grandfather's death and breakup with girlfriend Rie Sugiyama, drives his Toyota Yaris through the shadows. Heart racing? It should be. He swerves onto the sidewalk at 40 miles per hour, plowing into the innocent. Bodies fly, panic erupts. He crashes into the ABC store, but the terror doesn't end. He leaps out, 2 knives drawn, stabbing wildly at the vulnerable, women, children, anyone in reach. The air thick with fear, blood spreading like a dark tide. Who would stop the madness? Screams multiply as DeSoto slashes, people stacking in panic, one lady on knees cradling her dying mom and baby. Then a lone figure charges. Staffer Sid Tenoso spots the frenzy. No time to think, he leaps into the storm. Watch the heart-stopping chase that turns the tide.
Sid Tenoso was wrapping up his regular wait shift in Tumon on Tuesday night when he heard screaming coming from the San Vitores Road entrance of the hotel.
When I looked down through the escalator, people were all stacked up on top of the escalator, coming up, all yelling and screaming. So I was like, what the hell's going on? So I ran down to check what the problem was too, just curious.
Tenoso said he saw people rushing through the sliding doors of the hotel in a panic, and as he took a closer look, he noticed a man outside waving a knife back and forth, trying to stab anyone he could reach.
I didn't think of anything, I just reacted. Jumped over those people, tried to chase him. His attention first, tried to get his attention, but by taking off my shirt and using it as a guard. I got his attention, so he started to run through underwater world. So I chased him.
Tenoso says he chased after the man, who he later learned was 21-year-old Chad Ryan DeSoto, as he ran across the street to underwater world and then back to the ABC store.
That's where I realized that, there's something worse. There's a lot of blood. There's people laying down, and there's a car there. I didn't know the whole thing was going on.
And what he watched next has haunted him repeatedly.
The lady was on her knees trying to wake up her mom, the old lady on the ground, holding the baby. He ran in back of her and repeatedly stabbed her. The baby dropped the same time she dropped, but the baby made a really bad sound, man. Out of instinct, chasing him, I just jumped far, far. At the same time, pushed him. We both rolled. He got up, still holding knives. I grabbed him by his waist.
Tenoso's raw instinct, jumping over crowds, disarming the blades, holding DeSoto as fury rains down. The rampage halts, but the toll mounts. Kazuko Uehara fatally stabbed. Rie Sugiyama dies shielding her injured 8-month-old and 3-year-old. Hitoshi Yokota crushed by the car. 11 survivors scarred, bleeding, lives forever altered. DeSoto arrested, claims psychosis from grief. Charges: 3 aggravated murders, 11 attempted with deadly weapons. Insanity plea looms, but the courtroom would test if pain excuses slaughter. Halfway in, this one's hitting hard. Like if you're hooked, comment "Insanity Real" or "Premeditated" and subscribe now. The pleas and proofs collide next. Don't blink. June 2014, Superior Court of Guam pulses with anticipation. Over 100 witnesses, survivors recount horror, families demand justice. Prosecutors build a wall of premeditation, black clothes for night cover, 7 knives stashed, targeted tourists resembling ex-girlfriend, braked to hit more. Text to ex, "You will forgive me for what I do tonight." Defense claims schizophrenia, psychotic depression from losses, no control. Experts battle, tension thick as fog. DeSoto's first plea begs understanding. He faces the glare, voice trembling, claiming inner torment overrode all. His words could humanize the monster. Listen to the raw beg that hangs in the balance.
To the people of Guam who have indirectly suffered, and most especially to the Japanese families and one local family who have directly suffered, from the bottommost depths of my heart, I apologize to you. I'm sorry. I am immensely sorry for the utterly terrible actions that my hands have committed against you. I understand that apologizing to you all won't reverse time and stop the incident in February from happening, but it's a good place to start, Your Honor. With my heart enormously humbled, I beg you for your understanding and mercy. I sincerely plead that you take those many thousands of good days, place them on the scale of your mind, and weigh them fairly against the one day that most only know me for. And I humbly ask that you also take into consideration my non-existent arrest record.
Apologizes deeply, blames illness, but prosecutors dismantle it. State strikes, outlining deliberate choices, proving control. No blackout mercy. Hear the case tighten like a noose.
25 steps of evidence that show sufficient capacity to premeditate and mental capacity, premeditation, and intent to kill innocent human beings. 1, the evidence shows the defendant, he is provoked by events in his life that include that he's depressed and angry about his life and family, that he plans to join his girlfriend and crushed by her because she breaks up with him the night or morning before, but he's still able to communicate that he knows he will be doing something wrong, but forewarns her to essentially just wait and see. 2, he has all day on February 12, 2013, it should be 2013, to think about and plan his attack. 3, we heard testimony, the evidence that he deceived his mother by going out to eat and elsewhere, but he changes and wears all dark or black pants and shirt, dressing for the role. 4, gets the keys to his grandfather's car. 5, he gets 7 knives, not just any old butter knife, but sharp carving knives. 6, he places them somewhat strategically throughout the car. 7, he can start and drive the car, not towards Guam Premier now, the GPO, which he may know that on Tuesdays at that time, it's not likely to have a lot of people. But Tumon always has people walking around, and Tumon is a place of significance for him. Specifically the Pleasure Island area. From Sandcastle Plaza, the Outrigger Hotel, and the AB store due to the I Heart GU, where he filmed down there, which made him locally popular and famous and big man on campus, got him a girlfriend. 8, he would have had to drive his car at least 3.2 miles in a direct route from his home in Tumon to Pleasure Island area in Tumon. 9, as he drives his car, he would have had to pass quite a number of signal lights to take a direct route at the intersection of Challenge San Antonio and Fahrenheit by St. Anthony Church, and pass another signal light at the EPAL intersection by Hilton, another one by GVB and Parole restaurant, the intersection down from JFK and Kmart.
Those 25 steps expose intent, possessive rage over X, calculated strikes on vulnerable. Jury retires, days of silence stretch like eternity, the air heavy, mercy or condemnation. August 2014, deliberations end, room freezes, envelope tears open.
Charge 1, special allegation possession and use of a deadly weapon and the commission of felony, count 1. We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant, Chad Ryan DeSoto, guilty. Moving on to verdict form 9 for charge 1, count 2 for aggravated murder as first degree felony, count 2. We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant, Chad Ryan DeSoto, guilty. For charge 1, the special allegation possession and use of a deadly weapon and the commission of a felony. For that count 2, we, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant, Chad Ryan DeSoto, guilty.
Guilty echoes on all counts. 3 aggravated murders, 11 attempted with weapons. Insanity shattered. DeSoto stone-faced, family sobs. Sentencing September 25, 2014 approaches. Final plea for mercy? Judge Anita Sokola weighs, remorse questioned. DeSoto speaks one last time.
I have not lied to you, my fellow humans. My actions were not the result of a premeditating murderous monster who has no love within his soul, but that of a tiny, meek, withered and scared young man, writhing in psychological pain and paranoia. I assume the verdict of the jury in my trial is the collective decision of the people of Guam. I understand the resentment my community has against me. The events that my mental illness caused were terrible and tragic. Do not deny that. But do not mistake the scarcity of tears on my face as a lack of sadness. I've mourned just as much as any other person. I've cried for 634 days on the inside and out.
As he addressed the people of Guam today, he continued to blame his violent actions on what he claims is mental illness, specifically schizophrenia and psychotic depression.
These humans are held captive against their will, the unlucky prisoners of their own minds. And as I have now come to grasp what these people have always gone through since I contracted my mental illness almost 2 years ago, I've come to understand what they have known all along. The hardest prison to ever escape is in your mind.
Judge listens, but doubt lingers.
Court notes that you did not seem very remorseful when you had an opportunity to discuss your concerns with the probation officer. Court also notes that in your own statement to the court that your remorsefulness did not come out. You were more concentrating about the mental illness and your family.
Sentenced to 3 concurrent life sentences without parole, plus 15 years each for attempted murder, 25 years for possession of weapons. Appeals denied in 2016. Guam Supreme 4-3, U.S. Supreme refused. Now 33, DeSoto rots at Mangalao. No escape. Victims' legacy, shattered families, tourism haunted. DeSoto's pleas, drowned in justice's tide. Young and guilty, minds that break worlds. Comment, insanity or monster? Like, subscribe, bell on. Next case soon. Stay guilty of curiosity.